We're back. We're back. Now we have our high vises on so we can all see each other in the dark, and we've got these 2 or 3 millimeter thick plastic cheap caps on our head. We're all exponentially safer. So let's get into it. Good morning, gentlemen. How are we all? So now we're sort of got all our flooring down and good. We are on to new layouts, and that starts with closing off old doorways. So this used to be the top floor bathroom entrance going through there, so we no longer need that. That's going to get blocked off, and our entrance will be via that opening there, which used to be a cupboard. So today's job is infilling this. Another massive issue that we have here is damn pigeons. We cannot keep these guys out. Everything is closed up and they keep getting in. It's like they're just determined. They're adamant this is still their home, but yeah, we're going to need to find where these guys are coming in, because every time we come in on a Monday, there's another 2 or 3 flying around. Unbelievable. So what Vincent is doing here is exposing the joists that have been buried into the pockets in the wall, so that they can be DPM'd. Whoever installed them didn't wrap them in a damp-proof membrane, so we are having to open that up, and we've got a paintable DPM, which, as you can see, he has done a nice, neat job here, and the exposed end we managed to paint from the top side, so above that's actually that metal grating that is a temporary floor up there. We got it from the top side and painted down. And then you can see on this side it is the exact same, so we'll need to take this is all new. I say new, previous owners have bricked in these new joists that must have needed replaced, but they have not DPM'd it again. So because it's new, it needs a damp-proof membrane. The existing joists are okay. So we are getting ready to get the flue liners down these chimney breasts. So we've got the existing fire opening here, and we're just going to be taking out, this is a closure plate, and Dylan is just about to get this covered up again so we can remove this closure plate. I can already tell by that noise there's a whole load of old debris and rubble and stuff that's just resting on that. So we're going to take that out. We're going to go up fully PPE'd and get the new flue liner fed down. We'll make our connection up on the chimney pot, and then that way, once the scaffold's in, we don't need up there again. It's just a case of doing all our connections. If we put in a stove, it's still a little bit undecided, but it will all be here ready to go if we do decide to do that. So here's our 6-inch flue liner. These are a nuisance to work with, but I don't think I'm going to film this because who knows who's watching. So we're also just patrolling the scaffold in preparation for it coming down. Vinny's been round a few times and just given everything a really good clean down. Removed all bush debris and stuff, just to minimise any risk when it comes down. Here's Logan. Whew, that was hard work. We have our first liner in. Vincent is just away getting my cowl, and I'll get that one on, and then we've got another liner to drop down this pot as well. So this is us on the inside, and we have our excess liner here. This will get trimmed back about here, and then we'll get a closure plate, and then it will be ready to go. So everything can now be done from the inside. We don't need ladders, scaffolds, or access to the roof. All connections are made down here. Yeah, so that's us. We have our hanging cowl on. I tried to film getting this Jubilee onto the existing pot, but it was far too awkward, and given it's a little precarious up here, didn't want to risk. Yeah, I wanted to have all hands available. So Logan's just heading around to get me a hammer. Just going to knock these flat. These come flat down. What you want to do is fold them back over on themselves, just to stop that any chance of that wind catching this and just pulling those out from the Jubilee. So yeah, kind of fold them back. I'm just going to knock them in with a hammer as well. Oh, I tell you what, that went surprisingly well. This longer one went easier than that shorter one, so just need to get the next cowl on and then we are done. So we've got this second liner in and this other cowl on. I'm just getting this last Jubilee around this pot. In this process though, we've disturbed a bit of the haunching around this pot, which Logan's just mixing me up some mortar to go around that with. But while I've got a little moment up here, I'm just thinking forward to a completely finished property and throwing a few logs on the stove and just picturing the smoke coming out of this cowl here whilst somebody or me enjoys the views of Ben Ledy. But we are a long way away from that, but yes, look forward to that day, that's for sure. Well, we're all at panic stations there. I had the fire extinguisher ready. We're jumping between, not jumping, we can smell smoke, and we're all checking between all the floors in the basement and everything. Come outside and somebody has their the wood burner going. So panic over. Here we have skip number 8 in counting. I reckon we are going to total 12. So because there's been a delay on the scaffolding coming down, we are putting that to use, and Vinny is going around with the pressure washer, and not pressure washing as such, but just lightly hosing down. So the scaffolding's coming down next week. I feel like I've been saying that for weeks now. In fact, I have been saying that for weeks now, but it is definitely coming down next week, and I cannot wait. It's going to be great to see the building exposed, painted, all made good, and just standing without scaffold in front of it, because this went up from day one. So kind of forgotten what it even looks like, but Vinny has, as I say, he's been going along with the pressure washer, just hosing off the kind of debris and stuff that's built up, and it is looking really nice and crisp. So we are getting ready to step into the business end of this project. There's obviously been a lot going on, and we've made a lot of progress, but it's probably the more forgiving side of the project. Framing, stripping out, external stuff, as much as you need to make sure everything outside's tied off, because as I've said previously, it's our last opportunity to do significant work at height. But we're pretty happy with where we're at with that, and we are just about to step through the threshold, step over the threshold into, as I say, the real decision making where we're getting ready for cable, which is essentially deciding socket positions, light switch positions, lighting styles, types, locations, kitchen layouts, all of that, all the big decisions. And that is the key with these projects, any project really, but particularly these bigger ones. It's knowing what your end product is going to be, what you're putting in terms of sanitary ware, kitchens, the spec, the real detail in your fixtures and fittings, even down to furnishings, because sofa sizes, all of that sort of stuff comes into play. It's a massive factor in terms of layout. So we're preparing for that. You know, you always have to be ahead on these projects, as much as you're dealing with ever-changing problems and kind of adapting things to suit. You're always ahead. Where I'm standing right now is actually the perfect example of that. We have, you know, we've had to remove a number of walls here. A couple of reasons, rot mainly, but also just rejigging the size of this. So I'm on the top floor. This is going to be a bedroom, and there's going to be a shower room here as well. So, like, you need to read bed sizes, all these trivial things you need to be taking into account, and it matters now. It is very important now. As soon as you start putting plasterboard on the wall, and then you've got plaster, finishings, flooring down, it all gets harder and harder and harder to make any changes. So you really are tying yourself to decisions that won't be seen or realized for another 4 months. So next week, I'm really hoping that the scaffolding comes down, so we will have the external reveal. I'm also really hoping it's going to be very rewarding. I can't wait to see this without this steel framing all around it. So make sure you stay tuned for that, and if you haven't already, please do like and subscribe. It massively helps the channel. So yeah, tune in next week, and hopefully we'll have some very rewarding time lapses before and afters of the external. And by the way, we've not got squatters. This tent is our lunchroom, so yeah, just in case you were wondering.